I'm serious, nigga. What do y'all niggas got to say? Hey, baby.
Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Weed Porn Daily podcast. I am Grouch, the editor and owner of WeedPornDaily.com. Follow us on Twitter at WeedPornDaily, and follow us on Tumblr, blog.weedporndaily.com. We've got a great show for you this week. It's a lovely morning here at the Weed Porn Daily offices. It's Monday the 26th, and we've got a great show lined up for you guys. Just the normal weeducation up front. Some interesting news, interesting science news rather. We can track marijuana from its DNA, and marijuana extract prevents nerve pain post-chemotherapy. So some positive news. And we've also got 51% of Californians opposing legalization of marijuana. Not surprising there, but interesting read. And a very, very startling article. One drug arrest every 19 seconds in the US. This comes from an FBI report, and we'll be checking that out and discussing the war on drugs. And some lighter news to close out on. We'll get into that later. But yeah, we've also got a great strain review for you guys this week. We got some lemon haze up in this office. Skunky stuff. Straight sativa. No indica. It's fantastic. And we've also got some great submissions from fellow stoners. Some songs for your sessions. We've got an artist this week, Nor, and a song he whipped up overnight. And we also have Ice Edwards, artist we featured on WeedPornDaily.com, I believe last week. And yeah, we close out the show with a new segment, Grouch Grumbles. This is a segment where I just grouch. I rant about something marijuana, or rather stoner related. And I've got an interesting one for you guys this week. It was prompted by a Tumblr ask. So I hope you guys stick around for that. So pack your bowls, roll your joints, blunts, whatever you prefer, and we'll be right back. This week in Weeducation, we've got a interesting batch of cannabis-related news here, some nuggy news. The most striking article this week for me, and I'm sure for many, was marijuana being tracked from its DNA. This brought to us by NBC. If you want to follow along, you can go to WeedPornDaily.com and click the Weeducation link up top. This article is by Scott Bielou. I'm sorry, I'm not French. There is a new tool in the ongoing war on drugs, and it comes from a forensic scientist at the University of New Haven. Heather Mill Coyle, an associate professor in Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Sciences, is setting up a national databank that will allow law enforcement to track marijuana DNA. Most people probably didn't know marijuana had DNA. Coyle, who specializes in forensic botany, has developed a new method for collecting the drug's genetic fingerprint, making it easier for officers to collect the samples at crime scenes. Plant DNA is like the DNA found in humans. It retains lifelong genetic profiles, says Coyle. If one person has a suitcase of marijuana and another person has bags of it, we'll be able to tell if it came from the same batch, she said in a news release. The DNA databank will be similar to the one the FBI runs with human DNA, the Combined DNA Index System, or CODIS. CODIS allows DNA samples from crime scenes to be compared against a computerized database to help identify suspects. The marijuana version will help law enforcement track where the drug came from and link it to criminal drug trafficking organizations in Mexico, growers in Canada, or gangs in the U.S. I won't read on any further. I mean, you get the gist of it. They've cracked marijuana DNA, and it's an interesting, very interesting breakthrough in the war on drugs. Sad to say. I mean, this will be able to link marijuana cases together. It'll be able to pull maybe cartels out of Mexico out of business, and those people fucking trafficking over Canadian border. I don't know. I don't really see this. I don't really see a version of CSI with marijuana. You know, we've tracked the plants down. We've got them down to this warehouse. We know it's a train wreck. It's got 15% THC. It's a specific strain. This guy's been developing it for years. We've been on his ass, and we're finally gonna get him. That's not at all. Like, I really don't see that happening in real life either. Maybe once or twice, but it seems like a nice aftermath thing. Kind of like, hey, look, these are actually linked together. We did a good job. I think it's more, way more better for the research going into marijuana, or should I say cannabis. I don't even know how to describe it. It's this bustling industry going on in California right now, and every medical state really, where dispensaries are shipping their cannabis to labs where they get tested for THC levels, their proper strains and cross makeups, and you know, they tell you if it's healthy or not. They tell you everything. It's a total breakdown of your bud. And I think this will be another great addition to that industry. Another tool for them to use. So great news. Great news for everybody, I guess. In health news this week, we've got a marijuana extract preventing nerve pain post-chemotherapy. This comes to us from Z News, India.com, by Ani. It was published to Anastasia and Analgesia. Analgesia. I really don't know that word, I'm sorry guys. Washington. A marijuana extract called cannabidiol could help prevent painful neuropathy in patients receiving the chemotherapy drug paclitaxel, according to new animal experiments. Our preliminary findings indicate that cannabidiol, may prevent the development of paclitaxel-induced allodynia in mice and therefore be effective at preventing dose-limiting paclitaxel-induced peripheral neuropathy in humans, according to the report by Sarah Jane Ward, blah blah blah. I'm not even going to read this to you guys, I'll give you the gist. They harnessed an extract of marijuana that has actually reduced the negative effects of the side effects of a drug that helps breast and ovarian cancer. It was causing extra pain, tingling, just I'm assuming just sensations to the body that weren't pleasant, and it didn't help later. Usually after chemotherapy, when you need to be touched and dealt with, it wasn't helping patients. So they found that this extract of marijuana actually helps. I'm sure it's a cannabinoid. So it probably comes from a CBD chemical in marijuana. which is the primary ingredient in your indicas. So it's giving you that body high, that pain relief. So it's excellent that they've harnessed this chemical. I hope that they don't slap a label on it and make it the next antidepressant, but it's a great breakthrough in cancer research. This is great news. This is interesting news this week from Canada. UPI.com. This is by... The findings were published in the Canadian Journal of Public Health. Man, these general articles. Vancouver, British Columbia, September 24th. An international team of experts recommend guidelines be developed for lower risk use of marijuana to reduce its health harms, a Canadian researcher says. Fucking cut past this too and get you guys to the meat of the article. Basically, they want people to use cannabis in a more healthy way, because honestly and really scientifically, smoking marijuana from a joint is not good for you. I mean, it's not as bad as a cigarette, it's not as bad as people say, but there are healthier ways to consume your cannabis. Edibles are the easiest way to do it if you don't want to splurge and buy a vaporizer, which is also one of the best ways to consume your cannabis. Or hash. Hash is also great. It's a pure extraction of THC and cannabinoids, or CBs. So you get a cleaner high from that. And smoking from bongs or percolated, diffused, etc. scientific bongs helps greatly reduce health risks. But this guy, they highlight some of the guidelines. I didn't see all of the guidelines. Maybe he gets into consuming your cannabis properly. But they talk about 4 things. I mean, some I agree with, but I'll just drop them on you guys. Trip on this. Avoid pot smoking by the young, which is associated with a number of problems, including mental illness and dependence, and a greater likelihood of advancing to other legal drugs. Avoid frequent use of marijuana, usually defined as daily or nearly daily use, which has been linked to such health problems as lower cognitive or memory performance and risk of dependence. Avoid driving for 3 to 4 hours after using marijuana, and pregnant women should abstain from marijuana use. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with pregnant women. That's an obvious one. Anything you put into your body when you're pregnant is going to be given to your baby. And if you're ingesting any toxins, or even psychedelics, hallucinogenics, like your baby's developing, and you don't want his brain to be toyed with at that point. So I feel bad for any pregnant woman, really. But everything else, I mean, pot smoking by the young, I really don't support the young smoking marijuana recreationally. I mean, it's easier for them to abuse it because some may not be as mature, but I mean, I've seen many people smoke marijuana when they're 14 and be very mature about it. So I don't think that's a problem at all of dependence or mental illness, because I see many functioning individuals today. And avoid driving after using marijuana? There have been studies done showing that marijuana actually increases your focus while driving. It actually increases your concentration. It helps you be a safer driver. The paranoia helps, guys. Go figure. I don't understand this. I mean, I would understand if you overdose on marijuana. It's very easy for people to overdose when we have such potent strains going around these days. And I would recommend you like sitting around, maybe eating, drinking some water if you're overdosed. But if you know how to handle your high, bro, you don't need to wait to drive. Take a hit, and jump in your car. What? I don't see the problem in that. And there is science backing it, so I don't see where this guy is justifying his guidelines. And of course, avoid frequent use of marijuana, defined by daily or near daily use. I'm sorry, I can't use marijuana daily. It's an instantaneous pain relief. It's an instantaneous, well, depending on the way you ingest it, but usually, it's literally, it's a miracle drug, or miracle herb. I saw an article this week about a guy who vaporizes his marijuana and blows it into his eye, and his eye instantly stops swelling and stops any pain in the eye. It's fascinating, instantaneous, because of the smoke. So he shouldn't be able to do it every day because it may affect his memory performance or cognitive functions. What? I'm sorry. It seems like these are based off of poppycock and misinformation. I do know people that they don't know how to handle their memory while high. It is different because it's an altered state of consciousness. You're just not going to use the same rules that you're using usually as when you're sober. Your short-term memory is slightly altered, and it's not like it just disappears. It's easy to backtrack and find your thoughts. It just seems like people who don't understand their own minds and using marijuana, which is something I'll get into later with Grouch Grumbles. I'm already starting to rant about it. Oof, education's a little long this week. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just so opinionated. Let's just jump into the most interesting article in the U.S. this week. One drug arrest every 19 seconds in the U.S. Via an FBI report. It's brought to us by the Talk of the Town by Steve Elliott. Oh, sorry, just taking a drink. Cottonmouth, man. Oof. A new FBI report released on Monday shows that there is a drug arrest every 19 seconds in the United States. That's right, 3 people a minute, 180 people an hour, 4,320 people a day. 4,320 people a day arrested for drugs. A group of police and judges who have been campaigning to legalize and regulate drugs pointed to the figures showing more than 1.6 million drug arrests in 2010 as evidence that the war on drugs, really a war on U.S. citizens, is a failure that can never be won. Since the declaration of the war on drugs 40 years ago, we've arrested tens of millions of people in an effort to reduce drug use, said Neil Franklin, a retired Baltimore narcotics cop who now heads the group Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, LEAP. The fact that cops had to spend time arresting another 1.6 million of our fellow citizens last year shows that it simply hasn't worked. If you go to the article, which can be reached again by weedporndaily.com, and clicking Weeducation up top, and going to the article of this week, September 26th, the FBI report can be accessed, and you'll see that 81.9% of all drug arrests in 2010 were for possessions only, and 45.8% of all drug arrests were for possession of marijuana. Crazy. Nearly half of them for marijuana, nearly all of them for just a little stash in your pocket. It's ridiculous. And they're supposed to be focusing on the cartels and the people growing and generating all this supposed illegal stuff. Crazy. One drug arrest every 19 seconds. Think of every 19 seconds. This podcast has been going on for 20 minutes now. That's a lot of arrests. No, seriously, it's like 100 or something. I skipped a couple articles. I'm sorry, you guys. You can read them on weedporndaily.com, but I ran a little long this week, and I want to end on a good note. A marijuana dispensary reopens as a patient resource center. This again brought to us by the Talk of the Town by Steve Elliott. After voters... Let me take another drink, guys. I'm sorry. A little dry mouth. Hoo-ah! I'm ready. After voters in the city of Windsor, Colorado last November staged a citizen-initiated shutdown of city's medical marijuana dispensaries, one collective, founded in 2008, found a way to survive even after being forced to stop operations in May 2011. When City Attorney Ian McCarger offered the perspective that In Harmony Wellness didn't necessarily have to close its doors, but simply needed to stop selling cannabis, it sparked an idea. This idea had blossomed and inspired this organization and the re-emergence of a new In Harmony patient resource organization called In Harmony Wellness Services in response to the needs of the medical cannabis population. Said Tina Valenti of the In Harmony Wellness. The organization offers physician services, classes and education, select retail products, and sponsor community events and cannabis advocacy initiatives, according to Valenti. Current medical cannabis patients, as well as those interested in obtaining a medical marijuana card, are also welcome, Valenti said. In Harmony Wellness is dedicated to becoming the central cannabis community resource center for northern Colorado. Despite the battle still being waged across the state by numerous small-town governments in an effort to ban safe access to medical marijuana, the overall response to the Colorado and medical marijuana program has been nothing short of overwhelming, Valenti said. Because of the opportunity to bear witness to the powerful and life-changing effect that medical cannabis has had for so many, In Harmony Wellness has responded with an organization whose main focus is to support those who have chosen this safe, effective option as medicine. So this is great news. Just a dispensary that's turned around and been able to just stay open, stay in business, and keep educating the community and keep the cannabis ball rolling, really, and keep the movement going, even though the man is trying to shut them down. You feel me? Damn. I like this. It's positive. If you guys are in Colorado, In Harmony Wellness invites the public to their open house on Friday the 23rd. Shit, that passed. But call these motherfuckers. Harmony Wellness at 970-222-5555. Holy shit, that is a stoner number. That is so easy to remember. I'm going to drop it on you guys one more time because it's that easy. 970-222-5555. Or visit inharmonywellness.org. That's it for Weeducation this week. We have a wealth of Weeducation if you check the website. Just numerous articles that we really can't get to on the podcast, but you guys really should stay up on some interesting stuff happening in the world of weed. It's great to stay weeducated. So this week we have a session song for you guys. Something to sit back, relax, and spark up some bud to. This week we got a submission from Nor. You can go to his Tumblr by lightyearsfromhere.tumblr.com. And he apparently just whipped this up. Let him know in his ass box how the song is. It's called Chords. And it's very chill. I mean, I visited his Tumblr while listening to the song, and I felt it was quite proper. So trip on this, you guys. hope you guys enjoyed that. That was Nor. And you can get to his Tumblr by going to lightyearsfromhere.tumblr.com, and that was Chords. This week, we got our hands on some fire stuff. A blast from the past. If you go to weedporndaily.com, you can actually see its predecessors, or really just a strain itself, the previous incarnations of it. This week, I just keep teasing it, we have Lemon Haze. You can get to it on weedporndaily.com by searching for Haze in the middle right in the search box. It should be under Chunky Haze, 40-Day Haze, etc., etc. Just fire stuff. Perfect example of haze. It's a pure sativa, so it's just beautifully. It's like a little flame shape. It's perfect, and the smell is indicative of a haze, but it's got that lemon added to it. The lemony. I don't want to say like lemon pledge, because that's actually a different strain. It's almost as if you'd thrown lemons inside the jar with the nug of haze for like a week, not too long. And once you crack it open, I mean, you get the sense of lemon, but it's just washed away by just fruitiness and haze. That almost spicy, just skunky, fire haze. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm playing with the nug here, so I can give you guys a proper review. This particular batch was manicured fairly well. I like this style of manicuring. It's like a strawberry, and the bottom portion has more leaves, and then the top, the cherry, if you will, or the tip, is manicured perfectly, so you can just see the detail of the nug structure, the perfect, fluffy yet compact structure of the nug. I wish I had a camera. I'm sorry, you guys. I do these strain reviews, and I talk in these low decibels, and I describe this weed porn for you guys, and I'm sure you're reaching in your pants right now, and you're like, why can't I complete this experience with a picture? Why can't I blow my load on some crystally goodness? And it's because I don't have a camera. My camera broke, you guys, and I am currently in the process of replacing it. It's quite an expensive replacement. It's like $1,000. It's like $1,200. Still working on that. But Lemon Haze. If you guys want to see that, I believe we have it on our Tumblr. If you just search for it on our website or the Tumblr, it should pop up. Just haze. It's a very common sativa strain. The high itself is trippy. I mean, for the novice smoker, I wouldn't recommend it, because it's almost disabling if you overdose on it, because it's pure sativa. There's no indica, so your mind is uplifted. It's an uplifting high, and you get this creative buzz, but at the same time it's a little difficult to describe. You kind of it's kind of like when you lose your words when you talk to people when you're high, but it sounded perfectly in your mind. You know, you kind of get that effect with this bud. It's just that potent of a mind high. but really, really recommended for wake and bake. Actually, it's good for insomnia because it produces incredible dreams with all that mind activity going on, and it's great anytime during the day when you don't have to do anything too serious. I mean, if you smoke a little, you'll be fine. It's a great bud, and it's got great taste. I mean, it's something you'll want to pick up a lot of and just keep around as like a daily smoke. It's a nice fruity addition to any bowl, or it's perfect for edibles. I made some firecrackers with it, and the haze is actually so potent it overpowered the Nutella a bit. But still a great sample to do anything with. Highly recommended. Pick it up from your local dispensary if they've got it in stock. I don't know. Oof. Skunky sample. We're gonna take a quick break. After looking at all this bud, we've got to take care of a little business. If you know what you mean. If you know what we mean, I mean. So we'll be right back, superstars.
Hello, Dr. Green Thumb. Paging Dr. Green Thumb.
I'm Dr. Green Thumb.
Alright, we are back and feeling extra stony, if you know what I mean. And I thought it'd be the perfect time to get into a new segment on the Weed Porn Daily podcast. Grouch Grumbles. Just a small segment where I'd like to just fucking rant about something that's pissing me off this week, or something disturbing me in the world of weed, or just an opinion that I like to get out there to you guys that I find particularly pertinent. This week I got an ask from an anonymous user, I believe, just talking about how when they get high they can't feel their breathing and they get scared and freak out, and they can't even sleep because they're scared they're gonna die. I'm not even really summarizing that badly there. If you go to the Weed Porn Daily Tumblr, that's blog.weedporndaily.com, and just scroll down a bit, you'll probably see it. It's pretty not ridiculous. I mean, it happens to a lot of people. I don't want to seem negative about it at all, or disapproving, because I'm not judging these people at all. But I do feel that if you're smoking weed and you think you're going to die, you probably shouldn't be smoking weed. I mean, no offense. I mean, weed isn't made for everybody at every point in time. Maybe you need to work out something in your life, and you're not doing it, and you're escaping it with weed and other substances, maybe other people in your life, other things, not just weed. And you're starting to see it through the weed, because weed is a psychedelic, and your subconscious is a powerful thing. It's not just going to sit idly while you wreck your life. Your subconscious is going to poke and prod you until you take notice. So if you can't handle your high, don't get high. I think that's my point this week. I mean, to this particular person, just realize the weed is amazing. I think that you're not realizing that weed is helping your body in so many ways. I think if you take a stroll through the Weeducation section and just look at the more positive articles about how weed affects cancer or just check out the FAQ, where I drop some facts about marijuana and how weed helps your lungs and filters them. Shit like that. Just read the positive facts and force your smoking with your knowledge, and you'll be fine. I mean, you're worrying because you have your fear is irrational, and that's all you have to grip to. But if you have some logic to grip onto, you have something to stay afloat on. I'm not saying that logic is going to be your escape, because it's not. You still need to have that leap of faith to the logic. But it gives you that light, that glimmer of hope that you seem not to have while smoking. So stay weed-educated, guys. Stay smart and smoke. And handle your fucking high. I think that's it for this week. I think I've bothered you guys' ears enough. We're going to close out with a song this week. Ice Edwards, another stoner submission. Rolling Up. Excellent song. We posted it on Weed Porn Daily, and I believe the Tumblr. Just a smooth, stony song that you can smoke to. I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for following Weed Porn Daily. I appreciate all the support. And thank you guys especially for purchasing from our affiliates and our stoner shop. Any and all purchases really help keep the site alive. All this is out of pocket, and my pocket's pretty dry, so it helps immensely. And I'm also donating 10% of all profits to medical marijuana movements, or just positive marijuana movements, and I'll keep you guys updated with that as I actually get the money. I haven't actually seen a check yet, but thank you guys. If you guys want to buy, just stop by our stoner shop. You can get an official Weed Porn Daily shirt, or just some designs that I've whipped up, medical marijuana based designs, or just Kush lifestyle designs. That's shop.weedporndaily.com, and check out our affiliate, Grass City. It's a head shop where you can get some bongs. You can get some fire glass from there. They've got some roars, they've got some blaze glass, they've got perks, they've got diffusers, they've got everything you need. They've also got some basics, like some papers. I get my raws from there, my hemp wick. Good place to stock up if you don't have a good head shop nearby, or if you just want to support us. So you get to that by going to grasscity.weedporndaily.com. I'll stop selling you guys stuff. I'm sorry I had to throw that out there, and I'll let you guys roll out with Roll Up by Ice Edwards. Stay regular, super stoners.
428, baby. Hot nigga lifestyle. Hot nigga shit. 2011. Fuck you drunk bitches.
so what? High every day, matter of fact, all week. Life is pie when you pay. I'm just trying to get a piece. I'm just trying to say that key. Sprinkle in the treat seasoning. Green is gravity. Stack Luigi's easy reasoning. This is easy listening. Elevator music. So high up. On some don't know what to do shit. Fuck what you heard, little nigga, about that business. Take one to the neck, right before I handle business. Cooking like a kitchen, seal it tight and ship it. Flipping like a gymnast, bitch stay out my business. In the AM, sober mornings plus no wake and bake equals mayhem. Damn, I need my medicine. Smoking while I'm coasting, blunt powder sprayed if my vehicle's in motion. Bust my chest wide open, damn this weed so potent. Smoking on that purple, she thought I was Logan. Damn, a nigga